There's a moment that happened somewhere around 50. Maybe it was in the middle of the night. Maybe it was while folding laundry. Maybe it was when you caught your reflection and thought, "Is this it?" And something stirred inside you. Not sadness, not regret, something closer to hunger. You wanted more passion, more adventure, more of something you couldn't quite name. And almost immediately, you felt guilty for it. Like you had no right to feel that way. Like wanting more meant you were ungrateful for what you already have. If you've ever felt that strange collision, the wanting and the shame of wanting, stay with me. Because there's something happening inside you that no one is talking about. And it's not a crisis, it's a waking up. For most of your life, you were told what to want. In your 20s, you wanted love, a partner, someone to build with. In your 30s, you wanted stability, a home, maybe children, a career that meant something. In your 40s, you wanted to keep it all together, to not drop the plates you'd been spinning for so long. And you did it. You showed up, every single day. You were the one who remembered the birthdays, who made the appointments, who held everyone together when things got hard. You put yourself last so many times it became automatic. And somewhere in all of that, you forgot to ask yourself a very simple question. What do I want? Not what does my family need? Not what does society expect? Not what keeps everyone comfortable. What do I, the woman underneath all the roles, actually want? And now, at 50, that question won't leave you alone. It follows you into the shower, into the car, into the quiet moments when no one else is around. And it demands an answer. Here's what I've noticed. When a woman at 50 starts wanting more, the world gets uncomfortable. If she wants more romance, she's called desperate. If she wants more freedom, she's called selfish. If she wants more attention, she's told to act her age. If she wants more passion, in any form, she's made to feel like something is wrong with her. Even the people who love her, her husband, her children, her friends, sometimes look at her differently. Like she's having some kind of breakdown. Like this new energy is a threat to the life they've all built together. But here's the truth no one will say out loud. That wanting, it's not a malfunction. It's not a midlife crisis. It's your soul finally getting a word in. After decades of being told to shrink, to accommodate, to put yourself last, something inside you is saying, no, not anymore. And that terrifies the people who benefit from your smallness. I want to tell you something, and I need you to really hear this. You are not broken for wanting more at this stage of life. You are not ungrateful. You are not being ridiculous. You are finally listening to a voice you've been drowning out for decades. The discomfort you feel isn't because the wanting is wrong. It's because the wanting is new. Or rather, it's old, very old. It's been there all along. You just never had permission to hear it before. Think about who you were at 18. Before you learned to shrink. Before you were told your dreams were too big, too impractical, too much. That girl wanted things. She wanted to travel, to create, to be seen, to be desired, to live out loud. She had fire in her eyes and possibility in her bones. She didn't ask permission to want things. She just wanted them. And then life happened. You fell in love. You made commitments. You took on responsibilities. And one by one, those wants got filed away. Maybe later, when the kids are grown, when I have more time, when I deserve it. And now here you are. The kids are grown, or mostly grown. The career is stable, or done. The house is quieter. And that girl, the one who wanted things, she's knocking on the door again. Only now, she's not a girl. She's a woman who's earned every single one of those wants. So why does it feel so uncomfortable? Because you were trained to believe that wanting things for yourself is selfish. That good women sacrifice. That mothers don't have desires outside of their children. That wives don't have dreams that don't include their husbands. That women over 50 should be grateful for what they have, not hungry for what they don't. You absorbed these messages before you even knew what was happening. From your mother, from magazines, from movies, from church, from everywhere. And they became the water you swim in. So when that hunger rises, when you feel the pull towards something more, the guilt comes rushing in. Who am I to want this? What will people think? Am I being ridiculous? Shouldn't I just be happy with what I have? Number, you're being human. You're being alive, and that is not something to apologize for. Here's what I've learned from listening to women in this season of life. The ones who stay stuck aren't the ones who wanted more. They're the ones who wanted more, and then talked themselves out of it. They buried it, rationalized it, told themselves they were being silly. They listened to the voice that said, "You should be grateful." And they pushed the wanting down until it became a dull ache they learned to live with. And 20 years later, they're sitting in that same quiet kitchen, wondering what happened to their life, wondering where the years went, wondering who that woman in the mirror even is anymore. But the women who thrive, they're the ones who felt the discomfort and moved toward it anyway. They signed up for the class even though they felt too old. They booked the trip even though no one wanted to go with them. They started the conversation even though their voice was shaking. They stopped waiting for permission from people who were never going to give it. They didn't have it all figured out. They were scared too. But they decided that the discomfort of wanting was better than the slow death of pretending they didn't. I want to ask you something. What is it that you want? Not what's practical, not what makes sense, not what everyone would approve of. What is the thing that keeps whispering to you in the quiet? Maybe it's travel, seeing places you've only read about. Maybe it's a new relationship, or a different kind of intimacy in the one you have. Maybe it's creative work you abandoned years ago when someone told you it wasn't realistic. Maybe it's to feel beautiful again, to feel desired, to feel like a woman, not just a mother or a wife or a caretaker. Maybe it's just to feel alive again, to feel like you again. Whatever it is, it's not too late, and it's not too much. It's yours, and you don't need anyone's permission to claim it. Here's the thing about discomfort. It's not always a warning sign. Sometimes it's a growth sign. Sometimes it means you're stretching into a version of yourself you've never let exist before. The caterpillar doesn't become a butterfly by staying comfortable. The wanting you feel at 50 isn't a crisis. It's a calling to stop living by default, to stop shrinking out of habit, to finally put yourself back on your own priority list, not instead of everyone else, but alongside them. Because the woman who keeps pouring from an empty cup eventually has nothing left. But the woman who honors her own wanting, she fills herself up first, and everyone around her benefits from her overflow. Her family gets a happier mother. Her partner gets a more present wife. Her friends get someone who actually shows up, not just physically, but fully. So here's what I want to leave you with. The discomfort you're feeling is not a sign that something is wrong. It's a sign that something is waking up. Something that was always there. Something that's been waiting, patiently, quietly, for you to finally listen. You've spent decades taking care of everyone else, putting their needs first, their dreams first, their comfort first. Maybe it's time to take care of her too. The woman who still wants things, the woman who still dreams, the woman who refuses to disappear into the background of her own life. She's not embarrassing. She's not selfish. She's not too old for this. She's just ready. And maybe, just maybe, you are too, if this resonated with you. If you felt something stir while listening, I want to hear from you. Leave a comment below and tell me, what is the one thing you've been wanting but haven't let yourself pursue? You don't have to explain it. You don't have to justify it. Just name it. Because sometimes saying it out loud is the first step toward making it real. And if you want more conversations like this, real talk about what it means to be a woman over 50 who refuses to shrink, subscribe to this channel. Hit the bell so you don't miss the next one. We're building something here. A space where your wants aren't too much, where your dreams aren't silly, where you're seen, heard, and reminded of who you really are. And thank you for sitting with me today. I'll see you in the next one.